And the chair now recognizes Ms. Herrera Beutler for any statement she would like to make.
Thank you. Chairman Fleming and Ranking Member Sablon and Ranking Member of the Full Committee, Mr. DeFazio. I appreciate the opportunity to advocate on behalf of the Revitalizing the Economy of Fisheries in the Pacific, or the REFI Act. I'd like to thank Congressman Huffman for playing a critical role in the introduction of this legislation, and several of the members here today, Ranking Member DeFazio and Congressman Young, for their co-sponsorship. And it's not every day that you get both Mr. DeFazio and Mr. Young on the same piece of legislation, I'd like to add. I'm very pleased that Jim Neva was willing to make the trip across the country to testify. Jim has 20 years of experience managing fishing ports on the Washington coast, and most recently Jim managed the Port of Oahu, which serves as a lifeline to businesses and coastal communities in Southwest Washington. So I'm honored to have him here today. Mr. Chairman, the fishermen off the west coast of Oregon, Washington, and California are struggling to sustain their businesses. As we've heard, coastal communities in my district have not been immune to the economic downturn of the last half decade. And in fact, many of those who've endured some of the highest unemployment in the nation deserve some relief. And H.R. 2646, the REFI Act, will provide that relief. The West Coast groundfish fishery was declared an economic disaster in 2000 because of the overcapitalization and overfishing. In 2003, Congress authorized the buyback loans for the fishery to decrease the fishing pressure and support a catch share program for the fishery. These loans help eliminate overfishing by buying out the permits of fishermen who are willing to leave the fleet. And Congress was responding to a very real need. But since we've learned that this program was set up in an unsustainable manner, as Mr. DeFazio so aptly described it, fishermen in the region have been diligently paying back their loans. That's a key point, plus interest. But at its current rate, it's just unaffordable. So rather than watch these small businesses go out and default, we want them to pay it back. It's time to update the terms so the industry can continue to do what they do best. There are three aspects to this bill. It's going to decrease the ex-vessel rate, which is the minimum payment on each landing. It'll allow a loan to be financed at current interest rates, and it extends the term for another 10 years. Mr. Chairman, this bill enjoys broad bipartisan support. The Pacific Fishery Management Council, our governing body, has noted that if we don't take action on these loans, economic casualties in the fishery are feared. So this is a tremendous opportunity to take that action, and I really appreciate your willingness to hear the REFI Act and for your support. With that, I yield back.
Gentlelady yields back.